Well, okay, so my name's Esteban Navarrete. I came to Heart back in February of 2024. I was here for about maybe 8 months, kind of maybe less. Left the home and entered another home with the brother that I know from here, that I met here in this community. Been over there for like 5 months now, and yeah, Heart to Heart's been really life saving. I can say life changing. Uh, what can I say? There is really a lot that came from this. That's coming from this even. I've been through maybe three other rehabs, and I don't consider this a rehab, but I kind of like to relate it to, in a sense, to it because I only come looking for help when I need help, and then now, I feel like I'm getting the help that I need. Other programs kind of, they gave me some good tools, but nothing I guess that can sustain me and help me maintain that kind of lifestyle that I was kind of looking for. Um, this community here, um, is actually, not just kind of letting me learn on my own, but really walking me through, I guess, life, man. It's not just, teaching me stuff, but actually just, being a brother, being a friend, being, I guess whatever I need at the time, a mentor, an advisor. A lot of special things are coming out of this place for me. Um, uh,
What is it about? Because you've been graduated and kind of fully employed into a different home, not in heart to heart home, but you stuck around. Is that a new thing for you as far as these programs are concerned? And why do you think you have stuck around as far as the Tuesday night meals and Bible studies and events all throughout the week? You're here for most of them. What is it about? Why is that?
Ooh, all right, that's a good question. I think other programs that I've really gone through, like I went through the whole program, and I feel like I excelled, and I was sober, and as soon as I left, that was it. There was no other, kind of contact, or nobody kind of reaches out to you and looks for you, and I mean, nobody, I guess, was genuinely concerned for my well-being. It was kind of more like, well, he's gone, so he's not a part of this no more, and I mean, I got other people to worry about, basically something like that. Maybe that was all in my head, but I don't know. That's certainly just what happened. Kind of just went back to my filth, and here, I came in this, like, looking for help, really broken, ready to give everything up, and this place was different, and I didn't have to give up, like the good things that I've already had accomplished still in my life. I still had a job, a good job with a good boss, and I still had, like, some few relationships. I still had basically a life that I didn't really have to, turn over, just because of, a little mistake that I made. What keeps me coming back here is, not the fellowship, the genuineness that people have towards me. Like I don't feel like I have to make up stuff or kind of give an answer to people, or give them whatever I think I want them to, or whatever I think they want to hear. It's more of a, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Authenticity.
yeah, is it authenticity? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more authentic. Like I don't have to lie. They really want to know if I'm doing bad, if I'm feeling bad, and how can we work through it. There's really like a help here. That
You,
I know I can't. If I didn't have that, I know I would kind of just go back to what I know best. And what I know best is the worst for me, you know, and it just doesn't work out, and it'll last for maybe a minute, and then you know I'll just be right back to, you know, heartbroken, lonely, you know, emptiness, and you know here I'm actually learning like how to deal with myself. You know what I mean? Like it's more. I mean, yeah, there's problems in life, but I feel like these problems get easier when I deal with myself first, because you know most of the time I feel the problems that I have are in my head and not really reality. You know, and you know that, you know, even thinking of that, like, even saying that just still sounds a little strange, but it's the truth. You know.
Yeah. You feel
And
comfortable being vulnerable here.
yeah, yeah, and not only that, like now, and this is what I think I've always desired is how to like take what I feel in this atmosphere out into the world, you know, and be comfortable like that in front of, you know, people who I guess don't have, you know, like addiction problems or you know things like that, or people who don't really have a desire to follow God or better, you know, or just surrender whatever, because you know a lot of people just kind of, and I was guilty of it too, like just kind of, you know, put dirt over it and like not really give you like the root of, like, you know, how things are going, you know, just all that kind of shallow talk, you know, like, hey, hi, how you doing? Fine, you know, like
Yeah.
that's like not like, you know, authentic. It's not like like you really get nothing out of it. You just get like, you know, okay, like autopilot, you know, this conversation, and you know fly by, and you know the quicker it's over the better, you know.
Yeah.
Now I really want to, you know, have like a relationship with everybody who I meet, you know. It's like, and meaningful, you know, not just like oh hey, you know, like, you know, meaningless stuff. Like I really want to, like I really genuinely want to know what's on their mind, and you know share what's on my mind, and you know if I can help, or if, you know what I mean, or if I need help, like, you know, it's nice to have people there, you know. And I think this place, man, you know, I can't even say if it's this place. I think, like, you know, just the community that's here, and like the people that are welcomed here, and you know that's that's another thing that I appreciated too, is like, you know, people, they're not really like picky here, but they are kind of in a way, you know, like find good fits, I guess, you know, like good personalities that kind of can go together.
Right, like it's not about just filling up the beds with
Right.
anybody.
Yeah.
We want to find people who truly want to be discipled.
Yeah, and that's, you know, and that's something, man, that kind of like brings joy inside, you know, like, because you know you go through these other programs, and yeah, you get like, you know, court ordered people who really just don't want to be there, and that are just there to appease the courts, to appease, you know, somebody outside, just to let them back in the house so they can go out and do their thing. You know, here people are really genuine about following God, and you know I find that special, you know, because that's, I think, really what I'm learning, that that's really what it's all about. You know what I mean? Just really, and if we all do it, like, oh man, it just makes it that much, like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like that much more real, you know. And that's really what what I've been missing in life, you know. Like, you know,
Yeah.
and if, even if you know, because nothing lasts forever, you know. Everybody's gonna, you know, you're getting married and stuff like that. Not that you're gonna go away, but you know, like this, like, you know, kind of is strengthening me to, you know, even go out and you know find it with somebody else, or teach somebody else, like, you know,
Yeah.
like this kind of like relationship, or I don't, man, I don't even know the word it is, but it's just like it's real. Like I think this is what makes life,
Worth living.
yeah, you know, like
Yeah.
not like just like, you know what I mean, you can go to work every day and then, you know, come home and then do nothing, and it's just like
Yeah.
monotonous or something, like, you know, just over and
Yeah.
over, and you get sick of it, like you feel like you're really making no progress, you know. And like it's different now, you know, like, yeah, I go to work every day, and you know, but like I feel like,
You can see yourself growing, but you can also see other men who come in grow. Like
Yeah,
it's
like you see a difference like in yourself and in others, you know. And that's
yeah,
like, and then like you get like a crazy like a joy out of that.
yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
one of the brothers, he came out and he showed me he had a brand new truck. Man, I was like, man, that's great. You know, it's like,
yeah,
dang, God really does restore. It's like just
yeah.
like when you like that's what it's helping me do too, is actually kind of focus in on God's reality in this world. Like Jesus really did that, and Jesus really said that he's a God of restoration, and that's what he does, and it's like
Amen.
right in front of your face,
Yeah.
and like now it's like I'm not gonna deny it, like, oh, I
Mm,
could say, oh, what I mean, there's a ton of things that still go through my head, like, oh, like, that I can kind of, you know what's the word, like pick it apart, like, oh, no, you just,
right.
you've had a good job, you had money saved, or you got
Right.
great parents,
But
or
it's
something.
it's
But
it's
that's
hard
not
it's
the,
hard to pick it apart when you're confronted with the realities of that restoration.
yeah,
Like it's like the scriptures, it's like his promises are coming to life right in front of your eyes.
yeah, and
You
through
know?
others, and to, what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
it's just like God's in everything, you know what I mean, even if like somebody bought it for him, or what I mean, that's what, like, like it's a blessing through somebody else, because God's working through everybody, and
Amen.
that's just what I'm glad I noticed now, instead of noticing, like, because I think I always had like a bad eye for things, like it was never really like the truth, it was always kind of diluted or perverted, or just not really focusing on the realness that God does good things,
Yeah. Well,
like
thanks,
to
Esteban.
everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank you. You've been a blessing. You've been here shortly after I got here, and I've seen you open up and be vulnerable in class. I've seen that impact on other men. Um, the example you set by moving into a different place but still coming around is an important one. These men need that, and I've seen the fruit of your own walk with the Lord in myself and in these other men. So thanks for taking the time to share a bit about this. Love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
All right.